this US election looks like it has a lot to do with the adoption of the universal bridge asset. You should note that there are many factors pointing towards that. It's not only Biden speaking, it is Biden speaking at the World Economic Forum. Now, look at the World Economic Forum. You will understand that there is a lot of reports highlighting Ripple and XRP. Then look at who else shares similar perspectives. Say Elliptic team. Elliptic was awarded by the World Economic Forum this year, and then Elliptic has already started this back in last year. XRP transaction monitoring system. Now, who else are in the same league? IMF, ECB, the World Bank, Bank of International Settlement, and other central banks. Now, in this episode, we'll go through other documents which shows you from World Bank, World Economic Forum, central banks and other stuffs which are all moving digital and pointing towards the use of digitalized economy, where you definitely need that universal bridge asset. So it is clear that we are moving towards the sky. But the problem here is, if you don't know how to fly, you won't be joining this moon mission. Why? Because many still doubt what is going to happen. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to inform me anything, you can put that in the comment section. Now, I know a lot of people would argue that this is not here. I don't believe this. But look at the reality. A recent report published from Combank, you can see they are highlighting distributed ledger on the other, and on the opposite side, quantum computing. Now, yes, there can be guys coming out and stating, no, it's not here and it's not going to be here soon. For them, I'll slowly take them through this article and show you different aspects, which is not directly walking towards quantum computing, but our main aim is to learn about DLT and how it's going to change the current infrastructure and where we are headed. Yesterday, there was a huge pop in the Bitcoin market. It just went through 15K. And if you look at the volume candles, you can understand that these volume bars are actually pumping so huge. If you look at the volume, it was even higher than the all-time highs. So that is a significant indicator that it's moving to the upside, and chances are we may see all-time highs soon, because previously, as I was showing you a little bit of bearish momentum because of the elite wave analysis which I conducted. See, this was like, it is unvalidated, like it is like more valid when it was, the price was way below this 14.5k level. So now for me, I would be waiting for a little bit of retracement. Maybe after hitting 16.5, it may come back to retesting this level, which would be around 13.5 area. So let's look at that now. Why am I speaking about that? Because at the same time, when you look at the charts of Ether, you're not getting that huge volume, the pop out there, which you actually got in the Bitcoin market. But when you jump into the chart of XRP, you get that. Look at that volume, how much it popped. Wow, that was so huge. If you zoom out and look back for a longer time frame, you understand that was not anyway close, right? The volume was way higher than that. And if you look at this trend, we are still trending high in this market, and it's happening from a long time. Now, with this volume, if we are able to break above the 0.25 level, it should be a significant indicator that we are moving towards 0.32 here. That would be the head of resistance here, which would also be the head of the neckline in this long-term scenario, say 0.32, 0.31, that area. Now, that's from the technical perspective, right? So if you actually look at, say, the general market, if you look at the altcoin, for example, Ether, you can see that we had a bearish momentum. We broke to the upside on the RSI, we bounced, and then we got that broke above in the price. If you look at the Bitcoin too, we had that bearish momentum. See, this is Bitcoin USD on a shorter time frame on a Coin Paprika, and it shows you clearly there was a bearish divergence, which was kind of, the bears were active, but it was a fake symbol. And whenever this happens, do understand, when the divergence shows you like the chances are price is going to go down, bearish momentum is increasing, and then the price breaks to the upside. This was happening again and again during 2017 bull market. So remember, if history is repeating itself, it looks more than it's rhyming itself, so that's why I use the term repeating itself. We are headed for a huge inflow of money into BTC by the time it reaches 20 to 25k. And during that time, you can see the leverage positions taking profit, jumping out. There would be a lot of shift in the money, and the flow of money would move towards altcoins. If you were here in the market, or at least if you were looking at the markets, you would clearly understand that last time when the price was heading so huge, so high, you had to look at XRP. It was not even moving at a point where Bitcoin was, moving way up high. Now, that's why I'm highlighting this tweet from Victoria. XRP 11 December 2017, 0.22. BTC was 20,000. Then you had to look at the dates, right? So after it's almost like a month, XRP reached 3.8. And at that time, Bitcoin was correcting, and it was way down, say $5,000 from its all-time highs. So if you generally look at the market, that is here, and the 15,000 for Bitcoin was here, right? So by that time, it was already in the correction. It started the bearish divergence. It started moving to the downside. So it is clearly understood from that we are having something similar here, and I'm really thankful for guys highlighting this, and especially for this particular document. The Truth Advisor in Twitter sent me this one, and I'm really thankful for him, because I also learned a lot from this document. Now, yes, we don't have much of a time to read through the entire document, because it's going to show you an entire realm of new information talking about AI, distributed ledger, quantum computing, and other stuff. But yes, we will go through these stuff to discuss about what it is required for us right now. So jumping through the news right now, we'll have to play this video. I don't know majority of you have watched this one before or not, but I would like to play this one.
The change fueled by a digital revolution. Technologies emerging and intersecting at exponential speed and scale, dramatically increasing and improving productivity and economic growth.
Yes, it's the moment for revolution. I know majority of you guys may not agree with me on this one, but yeah, I was also a Trump fan. But looking at the results, at least for me, it feels like it was all planned by those who control the world. Now, don't quote the conspiracy theory on me, just stating what I thought. Anyway, this tweet from Mikey B. Fresh highlights that. So if you go through this, it kind of gives you a perspective. Now, there was kind of, Manuel was kind of already close to the Biden campaign and, the relation with Ripple, and this being highlighted in Ripple Insights about the same individual who is in the board of directors. You have to look at that. Former State Department official Manuel joins Ripple's board of director. And looking at the results, it really looks like, it's kind of there. It's kind of there, and you can even explain it in the opposite side. Say, the opposite group of this one, say Republicans, or at least Trump, was having the administration right now, and you didn't actually get any clarity for XRP. this can be one of the reasons, because they were supporting the opposite. We call it a democratic process for the Democrats, at least for the voting, but it doesn't actually look much of a democratic process this time. Now, anyway, that's my opinion. I'll just don't take that one. Just put that out the bin. Anyway, now jumping back into our matter, which is, looking at these documents, it really shows us we are entering the digital banking future. Now, yes, the document is a little bit small in text size. Even if I go completely in, it kind of takes a little bit more time, but I'll try so that you guys can actually read through it if required. Now, when you go through this, how are the banks evolving? You can see the IoT here, cloud computing here, 5G here, then DLT and quantum computing. In between lies the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. Now, remember, if you have this technology, which is DLT and blockchain, and you already have the ability of artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, other stuff like that, this can directly impact the efficiency of quantum computing and provide a new era of finance. Because they are not talking about just the medicine aspect, the medical aspect, the science aspect. They are talking about the financial side of it. This is in a report about banking, right? So then you come down here, look at quantum computing, what they are highlighting. We will be the enabler of processing vast volumes of data made available through IoT, and will also help AI and machine learning faster. Now come back to DLT here. DLT will decentralize the management of customer transaction data, providing a more open platform, while blockchain will ensure that historic transaction will never be able to be altered, forcing transparency across all businesses who service the customers. So one thing, it's kind of a hit to the corruption side of it. And then with this ability of quantum computing, it's going to handle a vast majority of volume. Now, why I actually point to this, say the United Nations 2030 Great Reset, IMF's Great Reset, and all of this stuff. If you look at World Economic Forum highlighting World Reset, a global reset, a great reset by 2030, all of these kind of ties in with that. If you look at Ripple Insights, they're talking about the zero emission policy by 2030. Cool. Now, this document highlights impact of these technologies by 2030. So it's all getting interested when you feel like, no, it's all conspiracy. Think twice. It's completely up to you. The decision is up to you. I'm just presenting you the information which you can use to process these. Now, if you look at this and say, no, it's 15 years away by the time we reach like quantum computing, 10 years, 15 years. But take a closer look, you will understand that we are already here with virtual assistants. We are already here with artificial intelligence. We are already here with many of these technologies, which is highlighted closer to that quantum computing area. So it's not like we are 15 years, 10 years away. Within next 5 years, 10 years, gap say 5 to 7 years, we may have that ability in a widespread use. That means currently there are computers which are able to do this. Quantum computing is valid now, but not in that widespread use yet because of the cost of that technology. Now, why is it so important to talk about DLT, quantum computing and other stuff when we look about the Great Reset of 2030? Because, there is a lot of holders in XRP looking for a price appreciation, to the moon we call, but do understand, if this asset is valuable for huge guys in this world, the 1% guys, they would be looking at it in a different manner. They won't let majority of us profit from this. Now, yes, we would only be even less than 1% of the population who's holding XRP right now. But still, majority of us may not profit from this. Why I say so? They would be creating so much manipulation in the price that your psychology, your emotion will kick you out. Now, if you would like to hold on to this asset and continue, you have to understand a lot more of what is really happening. Michael sent me this one, and shout out to him, because in this report, it clearly highlights, say, if you compare the sales volume, Q2 2020 and Q3 2020, you can see a huge rise, right? It's like a 150% increase in sales in just one quarter, Q2 to Q3. And that's just the ODL related sales from the side of Ripple. Then you look at the global XRP volume, and it's like it just doubled, right? So Q2 it's 196 and Q3 it's 403. So the adoption, if you believe it or not, is increasing. Why? Now, when I say that, you have to understand that first they highlight on-demand liquidity, introducing line of credit. So we just understand that, okay, this just started, it may take a lot of time to adopt, blah, 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 blah. And then you come to the bottom here and understand that ODL related sales include XRP sales to support line of credit facility and the infrastructure partners. Okay, come back here, then look how it increased. So the adoption of what they are offering, the line of credit system, that is to use XRP, not just, buy XRP and put it there in your showcase and say, hi, XRP, hi. It's not for that purpose. It's clearly there to support the XRP ecosystem used for the payments. The settlement process using this is going to, have an enormous effect on every different assets, because if they are comparing XRP, BTC, ETH, we know the answer. We don't even need the comparison, because as you go down, you get a lot of different comparison in which it is completely smashing others. They don't even stand a chance on competing with XRP on any type of payment aspect. But the general market, does they understand this? No, at least I don't think so. If you look at this, say, you kind of get a 4% increase in Chainlink, 8% increase in Bitcoin, and at the same time, 8% in Stellar, but 2% in XRP. So the manipulation is there. You can't deny that. Because when you trade on a shorter time frame, you are trading against high frequency trading bots, the algorithms. It would be so hard to compete with them. But the general market understand that the next big thing is crypto. So they are coming. Now it's been 3 years since, at least I started my channel a year ago, but still before that I was hearing, yes, it is coming. And I went through the documents and I understood, yes, these guys are actually stating the truth. Each week, each month, we are getting a new institutions jumping into this, if they have that regulatory clarity in their geographical region. And in last 1 year, that was the amount of institutions entering this space is enormous. At least in last 6 months, the documents which we went through clearly highlights that crypto is the next big thing, and all of this kind of creates that FOMO. Now that's on the fundamental side, but the real FOMO actually kicks in when the price starts to rally. When the price appreciates like crazy, emotion, the psychology of a human being when connected to money, it kind of kicks him in the butt and says, no, don't wait, jump in. And that's what always happens with the vast majority of investors. But still there would be 1% of smart money who already bought in back here, and they are waiting to take profit. So when you are chasing the price, you have to understand there are guys waiting for you to buy when they are selling, taking their profit out. So if you understand that, you would clearly get my point where I was saying accumulate as much as possible, because I'm doing the same. It's not a financial advice. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing. By the time the price was dipping around 0.11, 0.12, 0.13 towards 0.16, 0.17, I was trying to average down my entire positions to that level. And now I'm really happy about that decisions, because even though the price is dipping, say 0.23, I'm still in green and I'm happy. And if the price is going towards 0.3, I'm double. If it is going to it's crazy, right? If the better thing to do was to buy as low as possible and average down, and even now the price is not that sky high, it's still below 0.25. So even if we are looking at this level of resistance 0.5, you are going to get double. right? You're going to double your money if you buy here and the price reaches there. And for me, it doesn't look like it is going to take a lot of time from here, because we already spent that huge cycle part of the market, which created a lot of capitulation. Most of the guys went out, but those who have that ability to understand the market bought in. Because if you look around us, you understand this. Say World Bank tweets this one: COVID-19 pandemic is expected to cause the global economy to contract 5.2% this year, the deepest recession since World War II. So you have to understand, they're coming up with these stats and highlighting it in one side, when the World Economic Forum is highlighting on the other side the Great Reset, a better world. Maybe it's, in their perspective, it's a better world anyway. But at the same time, look at the central banks in different regions, what they are doing. Say in India, they are allowing WhatsApp Pay to get in. Yeah, terms and conditions apply. Now that's with every product, right? But they are allowing that technology to go through right now. And if you look at this one from ING, a hefty dose of QE, quantitative easing, but do no new hints on negative rates. So when this is happening in reality, the lockdowns are hitting, you need more funding, and the central banks are printing as much as possible, but it may not keep the economy steady. Why? Because you can actually see there's a lot happening. This is not loading well, but you can see a lot is happening against the expectation of many in the Trump side or the Republican side right now. And the drama is continuing. Now, with that said, you have to look at this tweet. It gives you a little bit more clarity, because I was kind of highlighting from inflationary to deflationary. So it is going to change their monetary policy, because they understand it's better that way. If you look at XRP, how it is designed, with that burn rate, the supply is decreasing with ever increasing demand on its remittance, payments, and all of the different platforms connected to XRP via the XRP ledger and ILP. So now others are following this part, because they understand that the economy is anyway collapsing. Then the Great Reset is here, so they need to compete to get that adoption rate. Now, yes, do look at the smart contract ability, they are being used. But right now, with Flare and others coming out with smart contract facility, like say Oracle for Ripple, it's going to be a lot of competition for them. Now, if you do understand all of this, you would value how much you hold your XRP in your portfolio, and you'll try to keep it safe, secure, and then try to accumulate more when possible. It's not like sell your home and put the money in. It's like, if you want to invest, keep that investment money, a big share of it. Personally, I do that. It's not like saying you guys have to. I'm saying what I'm doing. So hopefully we are gonna reach at that point when we would say we are happy to take say this percentage of the portfolio as a profit. And each time when we do that, we would highlight clearly. And when we enter into that cycle of FOMO, say 0.5, 0.7, $1, I would be keeping you guys updated about where I would be taking how much percentage of my XRP portfolio out. So guys, that's all for today. And if you liked the content, please do support the channel. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. If you'd like to extend your support for this channel, you can use the Patreon, PayPal, and the XRP wallet address given in the description below. Patreon will allow you to get more value for your portfolio with different assets. I share trading setups, charts, setups for all different assets which you have in your portfolio upon your request, and you get all other charts which I do as well in the Patreon. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.